Hello and welcome to my channel. In this smart video tutorials, we want to see the true value for this each of these proposition. So the first proposition we have is Q is Q by implication, or if and only if. We have negation Q and P. Notice how I'm calling the connectives, all right, because they are very important. If you don't know the names of these connectives, then you might not be able to know the interpretations of each. So keep in mind that for us to be able to get this table correctly, you must know the meaning of each of these connectives and their implication. So here is a proposition, it's a question given. So let's draw a table for this. But before then, you ask yourself, how many variables do we have here? We just have Q and P, which is two variables. And because they are two variables, this is a simple formula you just use. Because it is two variables, we have 2 to the power of n, which is the formula. And the number of variable is for this n. So because it is 2, 2 to the power of 2 is 4. That means I'll be having 4 cells on my table. So look at how I'm going to construct it. Sorry, the line might not be that straight, but you could make your own straight. So for 4 variable, I will have to make sure that, and if you don't have this table arranged properly, you mess up the whole system. So I'm having Q to start up the process, and I have P also. That's the 2 variables. But I need you to know that the outcome you have is about 4 cells. And the first will start with true, and keep in mind it has to be capital letter. Then you have false. That's when you have when you have 4 parameters or cells. This is what you do: true, false. Then the second one will be true, false. So if you're new to this particular system of mathematics, don't worry, this is logic. And then this logic has a lot of proposition, or say a lot of connectives, which involves the joint denier, the implication by implication, and the case may be negations. And as such, you need to study them and know them. So the ones captured in this question, we'll talk about them. So the next one, I'm having negation Q. Make sure it's captured in the system. Negation Q, all right? So what is the next thing? This one in the bracket has to be considered, which is negation Q and P. This connectives is what we call conjunction. So make sure you use the name for it, which is and. Disjunction is for or. So make sure you remember that. Now we finish almost everything there, remaining this last one. Some persons can represent the whole of this to be x and just have x here. But if you want to write them up, it's still okay. But I like doing that one of using variables to represent the whole of the system when we have a larger proposition. But this one is quite small, so we could just easily fix it up. So this is by implication. And then we have negation Q and P. Just to arrange this table ends you mark, because when you do it rightly, then your answers will be correct. But when you miss anything out from this table and this table, then you definitely won't get it correctly. So let's interpret this. What is the meaning of negation? Negation Q. You're just acting like opposite of true. That's false. Opposite of false, true. So since we have negation Q, go to the Q column and then change the meaning of everything you're having here. Because of this negation, it means I will change the meaning of this. Opposite of true, I'll have here to be false. Opposite of true, I have here to be false. Opposite of false, I have here to be true. Opposite of false, I have here to be true. Please be careful when you're looking at the column you're working on, because if you make mistake looking at another column, it will create another problem here. So in this case, we are having negation Q and P. look at where you see negation q. Don't treat this q again, because here is negation q. So you're using this against this, not this one against this. Take note of this. This one comes first before p. So you're looking at this table against this particular one, this p. So what is the connectives there is very important. And what is the rule of and? It's only when you have true and true, then the result will be true. If it is not true and true, then the rest of it that is not true and true will turn to false. Like in this case, I'm using this against this, and the connective is and. So I'll look for where I'm having true and true, and the result here will be true. Otherwise, all of them will be false, because I'm not having true and true again here. Some person's eyes may likely be looking at this. Please, we are looking at this and this, not this and this. So the rest of it will become false, since there is no other true and true. Change all to be false. So we've settled this one. The last one, look at the connectives by implication. You need to know this rule of by implication. And the by implication says that it's only when you see false by implication false, the result will give you something you need to know. Then true by implication true. That's the condition where we have similar thing. You understand? That's when the effect comes in. So I just want you to pause this video for 1 second and tell me, what do you think this will be? Alright, that's a good attempt. So let's work it out together. So the rule of by implication states that false by implication false. Look at where my eyes will go into. We're using q against this particular one. We're using this q against this. That's where your eyes will be going to. If you miss it out, you fail it. So this is true and this is false. So I can work on that. You look for where we have the same thing first. And remember that the law states that only when you have true by implication true, the result will be true. And if you have false by implication false, the result will be true. Otherwise, all will be false. Alright, so here we have this false by implication false, and that will be true. We're also having, I think we don't have any one again, so the rest of them will be false, false, false. So this stands to be the solution to this problem. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you do, please make sure you hit the subscribe button if you've not subscribed to my channel, and turn on the notification so that when I upload new video, you get notified. Because I'm going to be solving complex numbers, complex problems, propositions. And then please make sure you like this video and share it to your learned colleague, because they may want this video, obviously, for the preparation of the exams. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Oh, I have another problem I need to work on. There are two, and then I suppose you can fix that. But if you can't, let's work on that right away. We have negation p or q, and then implying p. Okay, so that's the problem. All right, so let's get this fixed. So we need to check how many variables do we have. Just two, p and q. So the outcome we're expecting is about 4. So we have this like this, and then don't forget the pattern I told you. If here is for p, this one is for q, then the outcome will be true true. The first one on the p will be true true, true true, false false, and here will be true false, true false. All right, so we have negation p, so make sure you capture that one. And then if you're already used to this pattern, you can pause the video at this point and complete this arrangement to see if you compare with mine, if you'll be able to get it right. All right, so let's continue. So opposite of true, that will be false. Opposite of true, that will be false. Opposite of false will be true. Opposite of false will be true. And then the next thing we need to put up is these two connectives. We have p or q, and then Okay, we've put in that variable. Those variables are there already. So what do we need to do here? We're using this one against this, and we're using connective OR. And OR rule, you must know it. If you don't know it, you have issues with that. If and says true and true is true, otherwise all is false. Or now say false or false is false. So if you have false or false, like false or false is false. Anywhere you have similar thing false, that's when you have the effect of false, not true. So that means if you don't have any other false or false, the rest of them become true. That's the rule for disjunction. False or false will give you false, otherwise the rest will be true. So the last one we have is negation P or Q, and this implies P. Alright, so what do we do here? Let's finish up this system. We're using this one against P, and we're using implication. The rule of implication states that true implies false is false. It's only where you see true implies false that will give you false, otherwise the rest will be true. So we're using this one against P. So you look here against this table, this column against this column. So do we have any true imply false? Yes, we have true imply false, and here will be false. True imply false will be false. Otherwise, the rest that are not true imply false turn out to be true. This will be true, and this will be true. Alright, so that is all. If you want to beautify your table, you can do it to your interest, but this is the solution you're expected to have. So I hope this is helpful. Make sure you like this video, share to your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can always get notification when you turn on the notification bell. That bell icon on that channel, just hit it and turn it on so that you get notification. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.